we're back, and we are hanging out with the school superintendent, Rick Surrency. How are you doing today, Rick?
Doing great, doing great. I heard Susan on the radio say she was losing her voice. So
I was asking Rick, hurry up, because I mean, you can tell I was about talked out on that one. We get talking about our kids because I am very passionate about our kids. And you guys have got a situation right now, and I can't see an answer for it. I trust our school people to make the decisions that they need to make. But I think more parents maybe need to get in touch with some people and tell them how they feel about it.
Yeah, I agree with you, Susan. You and I were talking about that before we came on, and I think our school board members really just need to hear from as many parents and citizens as possible about this, because it does impact our entire community. And there's no single answer to it all. You know, there's some answers. I think if we had, in a perfect world, we'd have an armed school resource officer in every school, but that is cost prohibitive.
In a perfect world, we wouldn't need one.
In a perfect world, you're absolutely right. Yeah.
We wouldn't need one. I know that some of them probably have reached out to the public through social media, but so often social media is a closed circle. You hear back from your group of friends, and you may be putting it out there, but you're not getting the feedback that you need. So reach out. Where I ask the school board members to reach out past social media, then I'm asking the parents to reach out to the school board members themselves and talk to them. And I don't mean just parents, I mean grandparents, aunts and uncles, anybody that's involved with children in school. They need to reach out to the school board members, and not just their own, but to all of them.
Yeah. Yeah, you can, I mean, there's a number of ways to contact them besides Facebook. You can go to our website, and their email address, I believe, is listed on there. You can email them, write them a letter, call them, you know, whatever means is comfortable
Tackle
to
them
you.
in Walmart if you see them there. Get them anywhere.
And I'm just saying, I think our system works when people reach out and we know how our community feels about things. So I think that's very important, and I encourage people to do that. Call me if you want to. I just want to make sure that we're hearing from our community about this, because, you know, this is something that it's about our kids, and we have to do what's right for our kids and protect them.
That's right. And I can tell you now, I can put something on Facebook, and it's going to go just my friends.
Right.
And I'll hear back maybe from them. I don't know who else is going to see it, or even if they're going to see it. There are still some issues with things on Facebook that don't get out, or just don't get there.
And, you know, there's avenues, too, just coming to our board meetings.
And the board meeting is not tonight.
It's not tonight.
It's actually Thursday night. Now, is it here?
Yeah, it's here at 3:30,
Okay.
and we had to reschedule that because we had a number of staff people out of town on some other business. But you are allowed a 3-minute public comment, and that would be a great way to come and just tell them face to face how you feel about that. And everybody has an opportunity to do that. There is a time limit, but the board, if they want to extend the 30-minute time limit, you know, they can do that on their own.
3-minute time limit?
It's a 3-minute per speaker, and then 30 minutes overall.
Oh, okay.
For
I thought you were saying 30 minutes.
For the entire
also,
session.
you know, when you have a complaint, I don't care what it is, try to have a solution that they can listen to. You know, you see this is happening, why can't we do this?
Mhm.
You know, try to come up with a solution. Don't just take them all the problems and dump them. Try to think it out, and your solution may not be the way they go, but it could lead them into a different direction that's even a better one. But don't just take them to negative. Try to take them some positive too.
Yeah, and everything, you know, the school district is a big business like any other.
You're probably the
entity.
largest employee in Putnam County.
Oh yeah, for sure. And every time you spend money on one thing, you take it away from something
And
else.
that's what scares me about this mandate that we have from the legislators. How many teachers are we going to lose because of it?
That's
And
the
that's
question.
exactly what it's going to boil down to.
Yep.
If they can't find the right solutions to it, and it's going to affect not just our county, but counties throughout the state. So you might want to talk to your legislator too about some of this. That we're going to lose teachers, and that's what we can't afford to do.
Yeah, money is given. They gave additional money through the safe
not
schools,
near
but
enough.
not near enough. You're right. So it's almost like an unfunded mandate, and then the school district's expected to meet the mandate. And so I just want people to understand we're not operating in a vacuum. When we do something, it's going to impact something else.
Yeah.
Well, you know, we do everything in our life does that. What you do with one hand is going to affect the other hand.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things we preach to our kids growing up. You know, you throw that pebble in the water,
Yeah.
you better watch out for all the ramifications.
What are some of the other school districts doing now? Do any of them have any resolve yet?
Well, yeah, they're little by little, every district's kind of coming to a conclusion, and some districts are doing the guardian plan, where they're
That's what I
training.
like so far.
Yeah.
Of what I've seen so far,
Yeah.
that's probably the one
So-
that I like the best.
And what other ones?
And some other districts are hiring like safety assistants, which our sheriff has come out and said, if he's going to train people, he's only going to train people that are within the school system itself, because those are the ones who the kids trust, and we know who they are. But and there are other ones where some schools, have spent additional money on school resource officers. But it's just kind of a conglomeration of different approaches. If you're a large district, you have a few more dollars you
You
can
have some
operate
other
with.
resources to deal
Are we
with.
talking about just one gun in the schools?
Yeah, the governor and the legislature mandated that every school, and that's a question too, about every school, or can you assign one to multiple schools, but basically we want to have armed personnel, whether that's a resource officer or a security guard or
Could it be
employee.
a rotating clientele so that you would never really know whose week it is or who?
Well, and again, that's been brought up, but if you play the shell game and you lose,
yeah,
then there's a lot of liability there. You don't want to be the school where
that
no
played
one,
the shell game and lost.
where the shell wasn't there that
Yeah,
day, so to
right,
speak.
right.
It was his day off, so nobody filled in. Let me ask you this, because this is a state mandated position, or what, decision,
Right.
whatever you get, I don't know what to call it.
Okay.
And something happens and there is a shooting. Who are they gonna go after, the school or the state?
You got to go after the person that did the shooting.
Well, you
first.
gotta do that first, but no, I'm talking about
Liability.
that's-
the liability of it.
We're all on the hook. I mean,
Okay.
and in a court,
Wow.
everybody's on the hook as far as, why wasn't this done?
Civil
or that
liability,
done?
you're
Yeah,
saying.
civil liability. Right.
And that's a big thing, is that's what I think the school board's really thinking about, is the liability to a lot of things. But I think you've got liability for a hangnail even at school anymore.
Yeah, I mean, we're all expected to do the most prudent thing and to make sure that we're doing everything we possibly can within our power to protect our kids.
So if you've got an idea that maybe nobody's thought about,
Mhm.
you need to bring it forward, because it may be the solution that they're looking for.
Yeah.
And because it is a bucket of worms.
Yeah, yeah. And, we're trying to make some decisions now. I mean, the school board is kind of being a little more thoughtful about it, I guess, a little more deliberate about it. And again,
But you have to have this in place by August 1st.
yeah,
Which will
August,
be here before we can turn
yeah,
around
August
to-
14th, first day of school. So again, I've made some recommendations. We've had a task force that has been formed that's made a recommendation, and the school board has, has their own ideas about it. So we're trying to come to terms about it. I'm not criticizing anybody. It is a very, very
It's tough.
tough
It's tough.
decision, and I'm not faulting anybody for their ideas. We're all about protecting kids, but it's which approach we're going to take.
Mhm.
But I think more than anything else, I think we need to hear from our public, and we have a variety of ways we can hear from them. But if you don't say something, and then you disagree with it later, then
See,
you have an
that-
opportunity.
That's my big beef about it. People that want to gripe about the system, but don't get involved or don't get to vote, don't get to open their mouth, as far as I'm concerned.
And if people want to email me about it,
What's your email address?
rsurrency at putnamschools.org, or just go to our
Your website. and it's
You go to
got
a
them all.
website and it's on there, and I'll be glad to forward any information that's directed to school board members. I'll just share it with them. I just
And
want to make
that's
sure.
the biggest thing, is that they need to hear from us. Don't count on who they're. I don't want them to base it off who they're hearing on Facebook, because nobody else is talking to them. I want everybody out there talking about this. It's on everybody's mind, and we got to find some kind of answer. It won't be the best or the last, or it won't get changed or tweeted or whatever they need to do to it. And what you use this year, you may jockey around a little bit for the next year until you get it down.
Yeah, I think we have a short-term solution, and we'll need a long-term solution.
Mm-hmm.
The short-term is we've got a little more than 2 months to have
Something in place.
every school have an armed person there, whatever that looks like. So, and then after that, maybe our funding might change, or maybe things will change where we can hire more officers.
Now,
But
are most of our schools fenced already?
yeah.
I was thinking that most, and I haven't been to the outlying areas, I don't know, but the ones I've been to around town, most of them already have fences and,
Yeah, that's the other thing I want to mention too. You know, we're making a deliberate effort to harden our schools, and there are grants available through the state to help us do that, and that's building more fence, the single entry points. You know, people talk about, you know, metal detectors and all that, and there are concerns about that as well. You can't have, when you have a number of entrances,
you
it's
can't
just,
have one at every one.
yeah, and not only, it's like in an airport, you go through a metal detector, you have a number of people around that. It takes a lot of personnel to man that. So there are a lot of issues with every single thing, but we are making an effort to solidify our schools. And, you know, building those layers, if you will, just to make sure people can't walk right up to a classroom.
Yeah, I can remember when, I think it was Kelly Smith, all of a sudden I went out there one day and there were fences everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
And I knew the principal at the time. I said, "What's up?" And she said, "We had some man that we couldn't keep off campus, and we put a fence up to protect the kids." And I never thought about it until then. I said, "Well, you got a point."
Yeah.
You know, you got a point. You got to do what you got to do.
Will you have school board meetings this summer as well?
Yeah, there'll be one June 5th, and then 2 weeks after that, what's that, June 22nd, I believe.
Something like that.
And then there's one in July.
So you still have time with the meetings to.
Yeah.
So your final resolution is going to be probably in July.
I don't know.
I'm hoping it's before then because they have to train these people.
Right. That's
They
the
have to
thing.
go through training.
There's
So
a
this
window of
needs to be
time.
done pretty quick. And that's the problem, is having to be done quickly. And the best thing to do is show up at the school board meeting Thursday night. And do you have
It's
to do
3:30 actually, it's a day meeting.
3:30. So, and you have to do speaker cards there?
Yeah, you just come in and fill out a speaker card.
Which is no pain, no
Yeah.
sweat.
Not a problem. The problem is, and you mentioned the training time, whichever direction we go, but the hiring. If you're going to hire more officers, understand 67 districts are hiring officers
Yeah, it's
too.
hard to. Duval County was going with school security or something, I've forgotten, and they're paying $11, $12 an hour. They can't get anybody to apply for the job.
Right.
So, you know, you got to be able to hire them, and that's a lot of responsibility for that kind of pay, but yet nobody's got a lot of money right now to do anything.
Yeah. So waiting till July,
It's
is
almost a
problematic.
death sentence, yeah,
Yeah.
to get it done.
and I'm encouraging our board to, you know, try to come to a resolution as soon as possible, and, you know, just because of all the windows of training and all that. But
So
you know.
please get in touch with your school people, even if you don't have kids in school, and you've thought it out and you've got a good idea, get a hold of them.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And do something so we can keep our kids safe. What else we got going on?
Whew, let me
It's the
see.
end of the year and
Yeah.
everybody's got award ceremonies going on.
Yeah, award ceremonies, graduation. Yeah, it's a real great time of the year. People want to celebrate their children's success, and that's awesome. I mean, this is a time of year where, you know, everybody's excited. Graduation. Hopefully, the rain will stop by next week, and when we really start getting into the outdoor graduations.
Yeah, I think
Yes.
it will. I think it will.
Yeah.
We used to always laugh that you could be in a drought and it was going to rain the night Plaque graduated.
Yeah, we don't want to see that happen because we just can't get all those people inside. So
No.
yeah,
And that way you don't have, as long as it's a football field, you can have as many people there as you want. We ask that you not bring air horns
right.
and try not to do that.
What about cowbells?
No cowbells, no air horns. So that the people around you can hear
Sure.
as their child crosses it. And I know that it's graduation and it's about the kids and the kids want to do silly stuff, and I get that. But we ask them to try to keep it to a minimum.
Every parent deserves to hear their child's name announced.
Yeah.
And just to remind you, graduation is it's a celebration, but it's also a solemn ceremony. I mean, you don't want to come and just, you know, make it a circus.
No, you don't. That's for the after party.
Right. So there's a lot of pomp and circumstance, and we want to make sure that we honor our kids without taking away from that.
You're taken away from it. Last year, I got to watch my grandson walk. And I wanted to hear that name because I wasn't believing he was going to make it. I mean, I prayed him across that stage that night.
Right.
So it's important that you get to hear all that.
And we do have security there. You know, I just want parents to understand we do have plenty of security at our graduations, just to make sure it is a, you know, well organized and, you know, solemn ceremony, and people who act otherwise, you know, we'll address that. But it is a ceremony that we want to make sure people come and give honor to our kids.
All right, and that's important that we do all that. I know that we're, George is in the middle of going to all the ag banquets right now. I think it was Palatka High School sports girls softball banquet last night.
Mm-hmm.
Doing all of that good stuff. We had 42nd Street last week, which was, I cannot tell you how much I enjoyed that, and I'm amazed at those kids every year. I'm amazed. I keep thinking you'll never top a Jim Pignotta's show, and then he does another one.
Yeah, he's done 42nd Street before.
Yes,
and,
a lot of these kids had parents that were in that.
Yeah, yeah.
So that was fun, and got to see it, but it was just outstanding.
Well, the arts in our community, Jim has really elevated the arts in Palatka, and there's a number of examples of arts, but Jim is kind of the ringleader as far as our arts program in
Well,
our community.
I used to think that when you talked about the arts program in Putnam County, you thought about musical theater at Palatka High School.
Mhm.
With Interlochen, you talked about their jazz band that was just absolutely fabulous. And Crescent City had the artists, the
Mhm.
painters, and all of that. So it kind of just spread across the county. But now that Jim's no longer teaching a class, he can pull kids from all the county
Mhm.
schools, and he did. He had kids from, I think, every high school in the county, and
Well,
some homeschooling.
Yep.
I
It's
read
truly
the
a
program last
countywide.
night, and I had a chance to sit down and read about each child,
Mm-hmm.
and they were all from all over the county.
Yeah.
So that was really great to see.
It's not just a Palatka High thing. It's truly a Putnam County,
You know, we talk about being a Palatka High, but it is not. It's across the county.
right? And our band programs, and I can't say enough
I
about.
remember Jim's band programs.
Yeah.
When Jim Pignotta did the band, we had absolutely the best marching band there was, and the halftime shows and all that. He's an asset to this county. He
Right.
really is.
But I just want to make sure everybody knows that we truly value the arts. It is such an important part of our instructional program. And kids who participate in the arts are well-rounded. They do well in school because, you know, they have that side of their brain, if
Yes.
you will, that they're able to express.
I
So,
think kids need more than just school.
Yeah.
They need all the things that go with school.
Yeah, like school lunch. I'm just going through my mind. I'd love to stop by one of the schools and go to the cafeteria. I love school lunch.
yeah,
He
school
should
lunch
have
is
been in
great.
Palatka High back in the 80s when they were making those homemade cinnamon rolls every day out there.
Yeah, I put on a few pounds when I worked there.
Yeah,
Ate a cinnamon roll
I
every day.
have a really good friend that was assistant principal out there for years, and he said it cost him about 40 pounds.
Yeah.
Because they would bring him, that's when everything was home cooked. The counties don't do that anymore. But we used to have a cafeteria program, Palatka High, that was, I'd put them up next to any restaurant you wanted to go to.
Well, you go through our high school cafeterias now, and it's almost like going through a major fast food restaurant. They
Yeah.
run you through and get you fed, and
They
it's
have to, because you have
highly
such
efficient.
a slow amount of time that you can feed and get them out and back to school.
And I don't know if you realize this, but we actually serve in most of our schools breakfast in the classroom.
Yeah, in the classroom.
In the classroom,
Wow.
just to make sure every kid has an opportunity to eat breakfast.
Yeah, because a lot of kids that don't want to get the
That's
lunch
pretty
line and
amazing.
don't want to do that. And my kids never wanted to go through the lunch line.
Well, when you're in high school and middle school, and I've worked there for many years, it is more cool, if that's the right word, to hang out with your friends and talk than eat breakfast.
Yeah.
So we want to make sure those cool kids get a chance to eat too. So we serve breakfast in the classroom.
That's
And-
very interesting.
Yeah,
And
it's a
it's
concept we started several years ago.
Yeah, and it's great that some of the schools let mom and dad come in every now and then for lunch with the kids. Some of the elementary schools do that,
Mhm.
and I think that's I don't think the middle school and the high schools do that.
Yeah,
They don't
we-
want to be seen with their
Right,
parents.
middle
at
and
that
high
age.
school, you want
They
to
don't,
be.
they don't want to be seen with their parents.
You know how that is. Yeah. Yeah.
So
Send me lunch money, but don't come.
Don't,
come.
I don't want to be seen. I don't want to be around you. You know, let me out 2 blocks down the road. I'll walk the other 2 blocks. You know, type of thing.
I remember those days.
Oh yeah, and but be there on time to pick me up from football practice. You know,
Right,
I'm
right.
waiting on you then.
Oh yeah, we know how that is.
Yeah.
Those kids eventually grow up and they have kids. So.
Oh, I'm laughing now as my youngest son is going through T-ball, and I'm just laughing at him.
Yeah.
It's such high expectations, and I laughed at
Love
him.
T-ball. I like it when they hit the
T-ball's
ball and run to
wonderful.
third base. That's my favorite part.
Well, he ran through the dugout to go to first base the first time.
Well, they hit the ball, and then 15 kids all
All go together.
after the ball, and
I used to
the
call
ball
it
squirts out. And,
we used to call it herd ball because they herd it out that. But it's the best time of your life, so enjoy it with your kids.
oh yeah,
Get involved with your kids in school. Get involved in their school activities, what they do. Be seen at school. Don't be a pest, but be accessible. And that's how you know what your children are doing.
well, I just want to say in closing, we're doing a lot of great things in our school systems, and I'm talking about our teachers and all of our staff. I'm just here talking about it, but really the work is going on in the schools,
It is.
and those people sacrifice daily for our kids. And we're actually going to honor some of we call them high impact teachers Thursday at our board meeting. We're going to invite some of these teachers who have been recognized by the state for really making an impact on student learning. So
We've got some great ones.
yeah, we really do, and we're trying to find more, and there is a teacher shortage, if you will, and we're encouraging our graduates,
Go get your teaching degree.
go get your degree and come back and come to work for Putnam County again.
That's right. Come back here.
Give back to the community that has given to you.
And that's a big thing. Parents and everybody needs to realize that if you didn't live here or you've moved after your kids are gone and you're empty nester, somebody paid for your kids to go to school, so we need you to help pay for our kids to go to school.
Yep.
So it's a never-ending cycle with schools needing money and parents needing to be involved in school.
You're right. So the meeting Thursday at 3:30 right here in Placa.
Right.
Everybody's invited.
That's at the school board building, if you're not sure.
Yeah, well, and again, we'll have a time for public comment. I think we're going to have a break after that sometime, in case we do have a lot of people come. We want to make time for people
Yeah, a good
to step
bathroom
out.
break and stretch their legs.
Yeah, but I can't stress enough the importance of making sure we hear from our public, because we want to be sensitive to the needs and the wants of our electorate, and I want to know how you feel about this issue.
Need to know.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
this Thursday
Yeah.
at 3:30, and thanks for stopping by, Rick. We
Yeah.
always appreciate it.
Thanks
Rick
for giving me an
Surrency,
opportunity.
Our school superintendent, and so again, the meeting this Thursday at 3:30 right here in Placa.
Right at our school board office.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Rick.
Always good talking to you.